Hello, Gary Champion, Psychic Medium once again. As most of you know, my videos come from things I hear from the other side. And I'm sitting here with nothing in my head, just a big blank. That's usually when your best things come to you. And you may not even think that it's a communication from the other side, but it is. It's subtle, but it's there. You have to listen to it. And I was sitting here eating ice cream. And someone said, there's an accident that I even found this area because I don't go there. Um, I was looking at some metaphysical videos about different things, energy healing, reading, and up popped one about, cop shoots, bad guy, perp, they call them perps, blah, blah, blah. Guy cuts in line in a grocery store, gets shot. Someone else insults someone, gets shot. Get shot seems to be a big thing. Or if they do something really bad, they go to jail for a day and they back out. And I don't watch these kind of videos. Why? Because I'm on the peace and love side of the equation. I want to go there. Every instinct tells me forgiveness, love, spiritualness. These are the things I focus on. I don't get into the title of this video is Repercussions. That's a word I heard when I was sitting here. The theory of unintended consequences. Someone goes to the store. Why is he carrying a gun? Why does he go to Walmart with a gun? Because he's looking for a fight. He's looking to shoot someone. He's looking to get himself shot, or he's just looking to prove a point. And someone just said powder keg. The world is a powder keg. And I agree. I've never heard of all these things. They're happening out there. Due in large part to frustration, actually saying due in large part to over frustrated people with nowhere to go. And everything they hear sounds like a slight. It's like someone saying something derogatory. And mental illness, all these things, that you can say, nice shoes. And they think you're saying the opposite, bad shoes. Where'd you get those crappy shoes? You're just saying nice shoes. I dig those. I've never had any like that. So it doesn't seem to take much. They're saying the pot is boiling over with discontent. And a lot of it lays at the feet of our politicians. Let's face it. These janky yahoos can't negotiate a deal for anything. They don't care. We've lost the momentum we had, actually saying momentum. We lost the momentum we had where positive things were all we thought about. This partisanship will protect our party no matter what. Doesn't matter if you get clean water. It's all about the party getting elected, about the free ride, getting a donut every morning on your plate. So I'd like to say it was one thing, but it's a lot of things. Everything's boiling over in a way that's not conducive to peace and love and happiness and spirituality, the things I'm interested in. And if you counted them all up, it's a minority. It's a very tiny group of people. But their effect is far-reaching in that when you watch 4 or 5 of these, as I did, you pretty much think every corner is being defended by crazy people. So it's not true. But there is a minority of insurrectionists out there that are making it hard. Making it hard. And different defenses of bad acts are in large part of play. He's this ethnicity, therefore you held it against him. You shot him because he was this color, or he was that color, or he was... No, they don't shoot people for that. They shoot people for resisting arrest, putting their hands in their pocket, pulling something out. Well, he was just looking for a flashlight. No, he wasn't. He was looking for something else, and they know it, and they know that's what. We have to understand that police officers are humans, and they want to go home every night. Yes, it's a good job. You look at that end of it. It pays well, has benefits. If you live to collect them, or don't go to jail, or don't go crazy, or something, it has a high mental breakdown rate. A lot of suicide and mass depression, and they're dealing with negativity all day long. That's why, and that's the job it is. But they lose it too. They boil over after they've been called a dirty name 1,000 times. They lose it. They shouldn't. We don't have proper training for our officers to learn how to defend themselves against things like that without the pot boiling over and somebody getting shot. And this is sort of, defund the police. We're going to defund the police, and we're going to put sociologists in their place. Yeah, we're going to put psychologists out on the street. Well, to some degree, it's a good idea. If we had our officers trained in de-escalating these things, like I can be somewhere and two people yelling at each other, saying, "What's this all about? What are you arguing about? He was in line. He stole my phone. No, I see your phone. It's right there in your pocket. Some third party may be stepping in and hopefully not getting shot, but trying to de-escalate in a way that's helpful. No, he didn't say that to you. You're just making that up. What do you want? What do you want? And then after that, it's up to him or her. But primarily, these are just crazy men. There are crazy women too, but by and large, it's crazy men. Where do they get the money to buy these guns if they're in such financial shape? But police officers need to be trained. Number one, I know that they're great shooters. They shoot all the time. We have a shooting range in here, and you can hear them, police officers practicing all the time. And so they're great shots, but maybe touching on that nerve that's jangling inside that person's brain would be more effective. Or mental health facilities where people are able to talk these people off a cliff instead of shooting them. Yes, I say we don't need sociologists on the street. You're just going to get them killed. I don't know one that would want to do that. Psychologists, psychiatrists, whatever, you want to put them in uniform and stick them on the street to defuse situations. They don't have the other thing. They don't have the gun, and they're not going to carry them either. Because like me, they're in life-preserving positions. They don't want to shoot anybody unless they have to. But de-escalating things that are out of hand, that's the key to it. And I've seen other people do that, step in and de-escalate something. No, that's not what's going on. Relax, man. What do you need? I want to get this doll for my kid. Here's $10. I'll pay for it. That's a de-escalating. I'd do that any day. If someone wants to shoot someone over a doll for Christmas, let me buy that doll. I'll do that every time. Now, maybe he goes down the road and gets upset about something else and shoots someone over a tricycle, but I did what I was there to see and do. So we don't need more police that can shoot well. We need more police that can think well. And that interesting comes from the other side. Otherwise, we're going to see a lot more of it. Our officers are trained, and the most of them are ex-military, where they were trained to what? Combat soldiers do what? They're there to kill. They have no other purpose. We got 500,000 people in uniform, all trained to kill. They're not trained to say, hold up there, please, mister. They're combat troops. They're trained to kill. They're not trained to negotiate. And they get out and they become officers. And the little training they do get on psychological stuff is probably not near enough. If we quadruple it, we might come close to just, you can hire officers that are friendly and deadly, but it's hard to find officers that their primary purpose is to be deadly and friendly second. I've been pulled over by police my whole life, and I know the rules. And I'm not black, but I know to put my hands on the steering wheel where they can see them. That's the first thing they're looking for. What's his hands doing down in there, digging around under the seat? Looking for his driver's license? I don't think so. Anyway, I'm always friendly. I say, what did I do? What can I help you with? They ask for a license, then you give them the license. Not until they ask for it, because then you're sticking your hand in your pocket without being asked, and that means bang, bang. And these guys want to go home every night. They have families, they have kids. You can't get angry at a police officer who's protecting his family, and that's what he's doing, because if he's dead, his family has nothing. He may get some money, but it never lasts, whatever it is. You got $1 million policy, that isn't going to last very long at all. With a wife and a couple of kids, that's chewed up pretty quick. $1 million used to be a lot of money. You say, oh, if I just had $1 million, and you look at your bank account, if you have $1 million, you know it's not enough to last, especially if you're like 30. You have to triple that to pay your way. Anyway, I'm not suggesting we pay officers more money. I'm saying that with the money they're being paid, they're not being properly trained. They're not. They know it. It's no surprise to them. Psychologists, psychiatrists can tell you the first things you should say in a crisis situation. It is not put up your hands, mother. It's what's going on. What's happening? Why are you yelling? And then listen to him when he says something. Don't just pull your gun and shoot him. Listen to him what he's saying. More than likely, he's just stressed out. And right now is the most stressful time of the year. And you can see it. I got out today to, anyway, it's not important why I got out. But I'm coming through a door, and I see a guy. I forget what the worst word they said about him was. Dangerous. Dangerous, and his mother's ill. I'm thinking, should I say something? He might have been armed. He might have been angry enough to shoot me. Should I have given him the money I had on me and said, I understand your mother's ill. Can you use a little money to help her with? Maybe that gets me beat up to see that maybe I didn't give it all to him. See, how do you inject yourself? Because giving money to the Salvation Army is not going to stop this problem here. Not today. This guy coming out. There was a guy in front of me in a car at a drugstore. I can't remember the name of it because I have huge memory problems once I'm in a meditative state. And this is all done in a meditative state. But it's the one you can drive around back and they serve you. And he was angry. He was banging around, and I was getting that he's off his meds. He needs his meds. And the guy at the window wouldn't give him anything. Wouldn't talk to him. Wouldn't take. Had the window closed and was out of the way. You could see he was dodging the window. And the guy held up his phone. He had obviously some kind of prescription or something on the phone. The guy said, "No, that's no good." So it was either fake prescription, and possibly he couldn't afford the drugs. I don't know what, but he just kept getting a little crazier and a little crazier. And I'm behind him now. There's nobody behind me. I'm thinking I need to get out of here. Then my insides tell me maybe I should offer him money or something before he blows up and shoots half the town up. And I thought, that's bad. I could get myself shot up. And Bunny says I should do no stupid things this week. And, but my first instinct was to, money solves a lot of things. They say it doesn't buy happiness, but if you need drug meds for whatever reason and you can't afford it or don't have the script, money fixes that problem pretty well and averts a situation that might be horrible. All these things have sort of accumulated on me just since this morning, and I didn't leave the house till about 10 o'clock. So it doesn't take long as a medium out there walking around to run right into something. And I could read it. He's trouble and his mother's ill. Ugh. Doesn't matter what kind of a crook or dangerous person he might be, his mother's ill and he loves his mother. Let's try and separate those two things. Maybe see that this, truth is I don't know why he wanted the drugs. Maybe he just wanted to get high. Maybe it was something like that. He was very frustrated and he didn't leave. And he sat there in his car and I sat behind him. I didn't start blowing on my horn. Now, that's what would have normally happened to someone behind somebody like that. They weren't going to open the window for him. One of those drawers that comes out and you put your credit card and stuff in there and they give you your meds back. And I could see that he was his car was this far away from the window, so there was no way he was going to reach it if they gave it to him. That he was just, you read in people, it's a last-ditch effort. It's his Hail Mary for getting drugs for something. Maybe his little daughter was ill. His compassion is what we're talking about. I couldn't read him. He was too far away, but it had something to do with not having meds. And he took his phone and put it down eventually and drove away very slowly. I don't know whether he went back in and did something. I have no idea. But this is the frontline stuff going on out there. If you're working at a checkout or anything like that, this is what you're running into. And so like nurses with COVID, I've talked to a lot of nurses lately, and I asked one of them, said she was an advocate now or something. I said, COVID took you out of it. She said, I saw so much death, I couldn't deal with it, so I had to get into something else. So she became a Medicaid advocate or something like that. And she was telling me about Medicaid. I don't need to know about Medicaid, but it was her job, and I thought, okay, well, she can fill out some forms on me and keep her job. I got the feeling she was enormously gifted and yet couldn't stay in the program. Another thing, your most sensitive, caring nurses are the first ones to leave. Not what you end up with that person who jabs a needle in your arm to get some blood and works it around like that. I'll find it eventually. Instead of the one that pops it in there perfect the first time, you don't even feel it. Yes, there are nurses like that. I met one named Terry recently. He won't be watching this. But I'm trying to weave a story together of compassion and caring and problems spilling over and people getting shot or going to jail for the pot boiling over. What we have are too many guns. Yes, there I said it, in the great state of Texas, we got the availability of guns. We may not have too many guns, but we've got an availability of too many guns. Oh, mentally disturbed people can't buy a gun. That's that law, don't you know? Out here on the street, you can buy them all day long. Pawn shops, go to a gun show. They don't keep track of those. You can go to a gun show and buy an AR-15. There's no record kept of it. That's why people go there and buy them, because they don't have to have a reported gun. Fear of the government, which is something they've sort of fermented all by themselves by not telling us anything. Okay, a lot of this stuff we don't need to know. We get the country killed by knowing things. But a lot of it's stupid stuff. highly classified. I don't think so. Anyway, the big melting pot is stirring out there and it's boiling. The heat's rising. People can't pay their rent. A lot of people losing their jobs. They're losing their homes. They're having to move. Now they're in rent apartments that are almost, or in some cases, exceed the home they were living in as far as cost. Anyway, my empathy level is very high right now. I just haven't come up with a solution. Had I been told by someone on the other side, some spirit guide of mine, that I should offer this man money to help his mother, I'd have done it in a second because I always do what I hear. But I didn't hear that. What I heard was he's dangerous and his mother's ill. Why they told me that, I can't come to a conclusion on that. I hear a lot of things. I don't know why. Either I'm supposed to stay out of his way, or I'm supposed to see if I can help him out. And I didn't get an answer to that. I just stood there. I went through the door and met him at the same time. He was very nice, very. There's a group of black people who are nice to white people just simply because their mama beat it into their head. I don't want somebody to be nice to me because I'm white. I want someone to be nice to me because I opened a door for them, or I was interested in them in some way. But that's what's going on. And that's demeaning too, having to say, yeah, sir, to people you don't even know. And some mothers diligent teaching their kids that keeps them from getting killed as often, maybe. This is not the first time this has happened. I'm just saying it runs in cycles. During the Vietnam War, there was a lot of death and homelessness and people being shot, and we came through it. We'll come through this. Um, there's going to be a vacancy at the top. I think people closest to Biden are telling him he shouldn't run again. He's starting to get a little funny. Not ha-ha funny, but his memory's not clear like mine. And he says things he probably shouldn't say. And, the people who are backing him will ride him into the ground. They don't care. They can care less. They'll ride him, and when he plops down, they'll put that saddle on somebody else and ride him in the ground. Why? Because they're winning. But at some point, he's a hindrance. I don't believe he should run again. I don't believe he's up to it. I know this is a terribly rambling video, but that's, once you open yourself up, you get a lot of things. Static electricity. I don't want to go into that. I'm in some little niche area about static electricity and bomb detonators. I have no idea what it means. Crazy stuff that I get. Anyway, treat people with kindness, even though they may be yelling at you. Walk away. Don't escalate. There's no reason for it. You're going to get your butt shot or beat up or something. If someone's just crazy, walk away. No, you don't see that. Everybody's confronting everybody. Confrontation. And someone's saying, my title, Repercussions. Repercussions will happen when you don't back down to a person who's crazy or distressed or in some kind of altered state. Back away, walk away. Don't deal with it, whatever. Take my place in line. I've got plenty of time. And when people are dealing with you now, they'll come over and say, sorry it took me so long. I said, don't be sorry. I got all the time in the world. And I do. I have plenty of time to sit and wait for somebody to go look for a part in the back of the store. I'm not in a hurry. I don't need that battery for my car right now. I'll put it in when you get it here. The people are so trying to avoid confrontation and stressing people. And people stand at the counter until they're just fuming, where's it? And that's smart to say, I'm sorry I took so long. Here's your battery. Is there anything else I can do for you? That de-escalates someone who's angry. Overstressed table counter people, there's not enough of them. There's not enough of anybody out there. You might have to wait a while to get anything anymore. And anyway, I wish I had solutions for all these things, but I believe I have one, that we need more training in the area of de-escalation. Crisis management, someone's saying. Thank you, guys. Can't you see that look on his face? He's about to explode. It does not matter at that point whether he has a reason. It doesn't matter at that point if he needs a reason to be acting all crazy. In my opinion, it's gone past. Well, now what's going on now? No, no, no. What can I do for you? I'm sorry. What's going on? De-escalation or repercussions will happen. Just be nice to each other. Niceness usually takes care of whatever the issue is. Not getting angry and throwing things or shooting people or driving your car into them or all that crazy stuff. Tailgating, road rage. Get out of the way. Pull over the side of the road. Let them go past. But they don't. They escalate. They keep doing it. Anyway, just thought I'd talk about de-escalation and repercussions if you don't. People are blowing up. They can't control themselves. Their ability to say no is gone. I know this is a bad thing to do, but I'm doing it anyway, and I don't know why. Mental health. So more training for police officers in the area of de-escalation, not shooting skills. They don't need any more shooting skills. Or how to change the thing real quick, and like on TV or on a movie. We need their compassion, understanding. There are agencies for people who are blowing up, who don't have places to live or food to eat, and you need, oh, look, there's a place down here. You can get free stuff and maybe some rent and for the winter, and these agency is good for that. A bunch of cards for people. Don't round them up, stick them up against the car and cuff them. What they're looking for is help. They just don't know how to say it. They just don't know how to say, please help me. I'm not even sure they should have to say, please, help me. So, anyway, I haven't done a video for a while. This one seemed appropriate because all the crazy stuff I've seen today. My dog didn't escalate today. He walked right up to a Hispanic man mowing the lawn and wanted to play with him. He never does that. Came up behind him, and he's sniffing him, and he's chasing him. And the guy was shocked too because he's seen Peanut before, and he never does that. But he was so friendly. I was so proud of him. He didn't growl or bark once. People are so busy to support a stupid thing that they're doing that they don't even know it's stupid. De-escalate. No repercussions. No one filling the hospital up with bodies. No one to go into jail for a reason that doesn't make any sense. Your windows aren't tinted. That's the latest one I saw in there. Guy got shot because he had tinted windows. Guy didn't approach him right, probably, or tried to strong arm him real quick about something, and it was just too much for him. I promise not to watch any more, although I should be abreast of these things. One person watches this and decides not to get all liquored up and have an argument with their father and get shot, then maybe I've done some good today. No fear, no regret, no anger. Thank you a lot for watching. I appreciate you guys. And certain things have fallen off, and I'll get back to it in the future. I just don't have what it takes to do it. No fear, no regret, no anger. Thanks for watching.